You were with me. I have no memories but the one when I could still count my age on one hand and my losses on the other. Frozen in late spring, I stood in the garden, and the sky told me about a boy. He was far away. I looked west, a whispered promise. I turned around, but was alone. You were with me all along when my mother beheaded the daffodils, and my father picked them up, carried them up the stairs and disappeared into the clouds, closed the white door behind him, and I grew blacker and blacker, without a key, without a language. You were with me all along when all that remained of my grandmother was a shovel that I used to bury my earliest sins, a pigeon that I couldn't save, and the first hand that touched me in the wrong place. I was 14 then and stopped counting shortly after. You were with me all along when I kissed the wrong boys, like the one who said I owed him for all the years he dreamt of me. My eyes held on to a nail on the wall. The cross was missing. As he rocked my world into a slant and pushed my teeth so deep into my jaw, none of them would ever speak. You were with me all along as I looked for you in hollow cheeks, got out the right cars, jumped on the wrong trains, never went west, not west enough. As I stood on an Irish cliff, missed the northern lights, scraped my knee in Spain, or got lost in London because every street looked the same. Probably still does. Some things never change. You were with me all along as I played dead under a mountain of ice cream cartons, punishing myself for every ant I had stepped on, every stranger I had missed, every poem I had kept inside. Even in New York City, I dreamt of New York City. I lived as a mouse, wearing newspaper hats, holding on to cheese. A planet of holes, a dream of silent applause. I was 20 by then, fat and unable to sweat. You were with me all along as I walked straight into the heart of a prisoner. He cursed in Russian and lived in a labyrinth of pain. He locked me in, he took me out to sing him lullabies. After he showed me his shiniest dog chain, after he burnt my skin with hot water, he needed a lot of comfort, so I stayed and continued singing every song. You were with me all along, in every hospital, plugged into every machine, as they sucked the last song out of me, when I was neither here nor there, when my kidneys almost failed, my tongue barely moved, but my heart kept going for the promise of you. You were with me all along, as my world shrunk to the size of a small room, a wheelchair in the corner, and I disappeared inside the arm of a large coat, the closest thing to home. I stayed in there throughout my 30s as summer, fall, winter, spring rushed by me. First time I noticed they were one and the same. Only on Sundays, somebody waved. You were with me all along as I started counting again, collecting Sundays until I was so tall I broke through the roof and crossed the ocean with one step. I was going west. This time I was going all the way. I had something to say, winters to forget. Suddenly everyone but me was sick. I needed to tell them what it meant. I have no memories but for September. When I looked up from my writing, and suddenly, all quietly, you were there. And I remembered everything the sky had told me when I was 5, about the boy who was far away. Now near, we had one golden hour before I lost you to the sky again. But you are with me, all along.